Welcome back, Spirits of Vengeance, to the Ghost Rider Vlog. This week we're going to be talking to you about issue number 53. This particular issue features a demon on the front, and they are stating that soon his soul shall join the others. Speaking of Johnny, of course. So they're setting this up as a big, oh my god, something is going to happen kind of thing. The title of this particular issue is The She-Witch of Doom. We actually start off more or less on the outskirts of Hell. Asmodeus, one of the bigger demons of Hell, is planning to set about destroying the world. However, he wants control of a particularly huge pawn in his plans, which would be to take over the Ghost Rider. However, he can't do this because Johnny Blaze is actually the one thing that keeps the Ghost Rider in check at all times, despite the fact that it seems to get a little more loose and wild these days. He wants to send his female servant, a witch with hell powers, to try and cause Johnny enough torment and enough recessions into becoming the Rider in order to permanently force him to be able to control the Rider and allow the Rider to be in full control at all times, essentially. The witch's powers consist of essentially destroying bridges with the mere glance at them, and being able to use the same force power to cause other things, including a truck fire, which also sets her car on fire, and forces Johnny to save her. All the while, she becomes more and more attracted to Johnny because he's just that nice of a guy. They even go on a date, and she even tries to summon up a monster, causing him to change again. And they continue to further try to elude Asmodeus, but he continues to trail after them as she is still technically his servant. They become to realize that by reading through her thoughts, that she is going to betray them. She no longer wants to actually do her planned job, which is to cause Johnny to transform into Ghost Rider one more time that particular day, in order to force the Ghost Rider to take full control. Asmodeus decides that he needs to take things into his own hands, sends off a handful of his closest demons to try and attack them. And nearly causes Johnny to become the Ghost Rider. However, he manages to collapse and stop his own transformation, mostly willed on by the witch. I'm trying to actually recall her name. Tabakatrana? Something like that. It's really weird and really long. This is why I don't like long names. It's impossible to read them. Anyway, she sort of half helps him will the Ghost Rider away, but it also causes him to collapse. She uses her powers to essentially put a force field over Johnny to protect him, and then uses every ounce of her energy to destroy everything in the area, including the demons. Also, in the process, destroying herself. But I would assume that despite being possessed by Hell's minions and using her hell powers, that this last major bit of sacrifice to save Johnny is probably one of the few things that actually saves her soul in the end anyways. So despite Hell's claim on her, Hell no longer has a claim on her. So despite trying to destroy Johnny, they ended up losing both minions, and most likely setting the witch free from her hellbound captors because of her self-sacrifice. Johnny awakes, unsure if this was a dream or not, and even if it wasn't a dream, he's fairly certain that he'll never get to see this woman while he still lives. And that saddens him a bit as he has to run off into the moonlight. That is our story, a one-off, but this seems to be a bit more grounded of a one-off. This feels like we're kind of slowly edging our way back into what kind of started off the franchise, which is the whole Johnny against the Minions of Hell thing. And to be honest, that's kind of that's one of the few things that we've kind of lost a grip on. Like, there used to be plans within plans going on at one point, but we seem to have lost any and all of that in this series, and it kind of feels nice to get another foot back onto the we gotta watch out for Hell. Hell has plans for you, Johnny Blaze, unless you stop them kind of thing. So I'm interested in seeing where they might go with this. Hopefully they will continue on with a few of these ideas. And we'll see what happens from there. Otherwise, I will see you all next time.